Hey everybody, and welcome back to Investment Honey, where we talk about various crypto projects. Before we begin, as always, a couple of reminders that I am not your financial advisor and we never provide investment advice on this channel. So with that being said, just want to get things rolling here. If you're somebody new, thanks so much for joining us here on the channel, joining us here in the series. Glad to have you. And if you're somebody that's been with us from the very beginning or you joined us somewhere along the way, thank you again for your continued support of the channel and what's going on here in this series. So with that being said, we're going to go, I don't have to do anything here as far as the configuration is concerned. So we're going to go straight to the filters. So obviously we're going to go ahead and reset this because obviously this is still set from yesterday. Didn't go ahead and change that. So we're going to go back in here in the filters, platforms. We're going to go Solana, BSC, Base, and Ethereum. So we're taking the big four. Since there does, I mean, look, I went ahead and I posted, a token, on the Crimson's Calls channels yesterday, and didn't really do much, but we're seeing that there are some other things going on in the BSC chain, where I'm really starting to reevaluate, like, should we pay more attention, to that chain? So I don't know. I'm going to have to see a bit more activity, but either way, we're going to see if we can see anything that's going on, through the filters here. Okay, so, and let's see, liquidity, we're going to keep the same. Don't have to do anything here on the DEX side. All right, because we've got multiple chains selected. And BSC is just one, if you're somebody new that we just started talking about, more recently, I think within the last, few videos. So before that, the primary focus, was on Solana, Ethereum, and Base. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start at the minimum market cap of 50K. We're going to go to, let's go to 200K. Let's see what we get there. Pair age, we're going to start with 1 hour and we're going to go to 30 hours. We're going to see what we get in terms of results there. And then on the 24-hour change, we'll go with a 10% minimum. All right, so we don't want to see anything negatives in the 24-hour column. So we can see here, deciding to go ahead and sort by the 24-hour, the tokens with the largest gains in that column all the way down to at least 10%. There we go. So if we were to clear, especially if you're somebody new, if we were to clear this value right here, then we start to go ahead and see, our tokens that are seeing negatives, that are seeing drawbacks, in the 24-hour column. So, but either way, this is where we're at. So as always, keep in mind whenever you see this square with the question mark, a lot of those tokens are not going to be worth your time. A lot of them are going to go ahead and scam you. There are obviously exceptions, as I've mentioned multiple times before, but a lot of times, these are not ones that we want to target. So we never target them, here as we go through content, in the Dexscreener series. So I think we're going to go ahead and start at the bottom. See what we got here. So we got 60 tokens. I generally like to go ahead and keep it, less than that, but either way, I think part of the issue there is I went with a larger market cap window, even though the age window was, under 30 hours or around 30 hours. So we're going to go ahead and start opening stuff up. Oops, I'm not going to open that up. So let's see here. And it's going to continue to jump around, on us just because that's what Dexscreener does. So, but don't worry about that. Department of Education, obviously, if you've been following the news at all, you know what's going on there. So just kind of curious to see what that token is about. Let's see here, BitJack, sure. I don't know what this is. Brent Body Brush. Yeah, I have no idea. We're going to leave that one alone. Trade with Seeker. Money stuff, sure. Fuzzy, sure. Let's take a look. Cat with eyes closed. Nothing going on here. This is also the reason I point this out on some other videos. The reason why when you got this kind of configuration where it's just the age, the time frames, and the market cap, you can see right away when you don't see when you see a token, with no activity going on like this one here. But this one's got that question mark, but this one doesn't. So we can see no activity here. So obviously that's a red flag and that's one to avoid. So let's see here, anything else that we may want to take a look at. What's Lumpy look like? Sure, we'll open that one up. And red, white, and blue land, but nothing going on in the 5 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and leave that alone. This one minus 60%, on the 5 minutes. So this one I'm curious to see what the chart looks like, because clearly there's going to be, pretty decent red candle there, but we'll see if there's any buy pressure coming back to that one. Cupid coin, we're going to see more, the love Cupid, oriented type tokens as we come up on Valentine's Day. And then this one is one that we looked at yesterday, I believe, God's Vibe, so don't need to go ahead and open that one back up. But Source Angel, let's go to the 5 minutes, see what we got going on here. Okay, and oops, I didn't check. Okay, so we don't get a telegram there. All right, and then we're looking at the 15-minute here. We do get a telegram. I'm not real crazy about this chart, but I'll tell you what, we're going to keep it open for now. Let's take a look at the 15 minutes. This one, again, kind of similar. Not crazy about the pattern on the chart, but either way, it looks, I mean, it's okay. We'll go ahead and we'll keep this one open. We got a telegram. All right, and then BitJack. So this one does have a telegram, which on the 15-minute. Looks like there might be, some buys, coming back to this chart. We'll keep it open for now. And this one, no telegram. This one, no telegram. This one, we do get a telegram. So, and if I'm going kind of quick, for any of you guys that are new, just keep in mind, once we, put the filters in and we have a bunch of tokens, we want to go ahead and go through that process kind of quickly, just to go ahead and filter out the ones that we don't want to look at, because there's so much data that you can, get, when you're putting in the filters, in Dexscreener. So you don't want to spend hours and hours, looking at this stuff. So the scanning process, which is basically what we're doing right now, is, kind of something that we do pretty quickly. You'll get used to it, as you follow along more in the series. So this one, let's see here. I mean, could be a little bit of an uptrend. All I'm doing is zooming in on the chart just so I can see more, closely what's going on with candles. Okay, but this does show a little bit of an uptrend, so we'll keep this one open. And then with lumpy, let's see here. Let's go to the 15-minute. Not crazy about this major sell-off, but there looks like there's a bit of an uptrend forming, so we'll keep this one open as well. And this one here doesn't look too terrible. Trying to go ahead and recover from the bottom areas, so we'll keep this one open too. So we're going to go back in here, and we're going to go ahead and change our filters, 201 to 400. All right, so let's see what we get. And so we got Val and Sol. We'll open that one up. Earn. Let's see. Now I'm going to leave that one alone. Let's check the 5-minute here. Holy Bull. Okay, this one looks okay. Node Sphere AI. This one we'll keep it open. Let's see here. Binance Mascots. This is a Pancake Swap token. We'll keep that. We'll open that one up. Wix Cash. Sure. Norman Coin. Pepe the King Prawn. Let's see what that one is. Let's see here. Fart Crew. Let's see what we got going on right now. So Valiant Soul. All right, we get a telegram. We'll keep this one open. And this one, no telegram. Won't worry about that one. This one, let's go up to the 5 minutes. Doesn't look too bad. We'll keep this one open. Benny here. All right, so this one we'll keep. Wix Cash. Let's go to the 5 minutes. We'll keep. And then we got King Prawn. Clearly very, very newly launched, so let's keep this one open for now as well. Okay, and then obviously when you go back here, you could see some of them when you look at the age. I think when we were looking at it before, yeah, there it is. One of them said 0 seconds. I just missed it. There it is, 0 seconds, so clearly that's just, highlighting the time frame. And if it's PEI, let's see what that one was. PEI. I think, nope, this is not it. So I can't see it anymore, but we'll go ahead and we'll open this one up just to see what happened with that one. Maybe for some reason I didn't want to. Oh, it is PEI. Okay, all right. So, and this one it's saying 0 seconds, so, but clearly it looks like it's been launched, for at least longer than a few seconds, but either way, we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the ones we got open. So now we're going to move into looking at some of these channels. So we've already checked to make sure charts look okay. We've already checked to make sure they got a telegram. So now we're going to move into checking out their channels and see what we're going to keep and what we're going to get rid of. So join the group, absolutely. We get the verification portal. We get 448 members in the channel. And right away, we can see this is 11:14. My clock says 11:15. This meets my 10-minute buy window. If you're new, I do not care for any channels when I go into the channel and we don't see active buys coming in. So if it doesn't match, my 10-minute window, which is 10 minutes, from the time that I'm coming into the chat, then I don't go ahead and bother to mess with it. So, all right, next thing we're looking for signs of a raid. Okay. Looking for signs of a trending. All we see is just the buy bots, so all right, let's see what's going on here in the pin messages. Okay, team holds the floors no matter what. All right, welcome all new members. Okay, This is the launch, obviously. So, so yeah, nothing really current going on here, as far as, like marketing efforts to continue to, get this token more exposure. So, but it does sound like they had pre-sale, so obviously they've already got some eyes on it, just building up from the pre-sale. So we're going to go back out here and we're going to close this out. And so let's see here. Right now they're sitting at 152 on the market cap. They're not at the peak, that for any peak there's always going to be that retracement. Personally, I'd like to see this retrace a bit more if I was going to take an entry on this one. But tell you what, we'll still set 2 alerts on this. So we're sitting at 152. I'm going to go to the market cap here. Let's make sure in the tab that's saying the same thing. We're not going to be able to match it up. So 152K. All right, so we're going to copy that. And we're going to go to, let's say, 175 on the over. And then on the under, let's go to 100K on the under. Let's see here, 0, 0, 0. There we go. All right, so we're going to close that one out. We'll see if any of that triggers. And then we got DOE, Department of Education. So we're going to go to their channel, see what's going on here. All right, verification portal, cool. All right, so 136 members in the channel. All right, signs of a raid right away. Not looking for any bookmarks, they're looking for 4 replies. Let's go right up here. 4 replies, 4 retweets, and then 8 likes, so progress indicator, and I just, there it is. Just progress indicator shows that they're almost done with this raid, which does mean they're getting some active participation, from the community as far as engaging, with the raid. That is something that we absolutely want to see. All right, so we're going to go ahead and keep moving up, see if we got any trending going on. I don't see any evidence of any trending taking place, so. But, I mean, we do have some things going on in the chat, obviously. Now, since we've been in here, no additional messages, yet, oh, there we go. We're getting some messages, so I don't know if that's the buy bot or if that's just other things being said, but either way, good to see that activity because it does indicate that, your channel's not really stale, which is not what we want to see. Okay, so this is the only thing panned, is just the raid. All right, so I'd prefer to see more information in the pinned messages, evidentiary, of the team, communicating, with the community and so forth, but you can always get, your way over time, right? So with that said, we do get a small boost, the smallest boost you can pay for. I think a 10x boost is like $100, so there is some investment there. So you got the boost and you got the rating. That's all you got in terms of moving this token. So I personally think you need more to go ahead and keep this chart moving up, but tell you what we're going to do. Given where the candle is, the only thing I'm going to go ahead and set on this is going to be an under alert. Okay, so we're sitting at 104. Let's see if this is matching up. Yep, 104. So we're going to go to market cap and we're going to go to under. We're going to go 104K and we're going to go ahead and set the trigger at 75. All right, so we're going to see if that triggers. Now, going over to BitJack. Let's check out the channel, see what they got going on. And let's see here. So no verification portal, it looks like just yet. All right, maybe I missed it. So yeah, this is one, no verification portal. This is the channel. So this is going to be one that we're going to skip for sure. All right, because there's no way to go ahead and engage with the community. This chart is absolutely going to go down because there's nothing to go ahead and keep it moving other than you got a 100x boost. This migrated from pump fund, but with that 100x boost, if you don't have a community, I mean, you're paying for the boost, you're going to get some additional attention, but your chart's not going to continue to move forward. It's just going to continue to go down. So we're going to go out here to Ted Fuzzy. All right, so the candle here, they've gotten some more buys, since the last time we looked at this one. So we're going to go into the channel here and see what they got going on. Get a verification portal, always positive to see that. Okay, so over 1,000 members here in the group. Last buy just came in. Okay, so still looking for trending or some raids. And that's my typical, thing that I like to go ahead and look for when I enter a channel. I want to see activity. I want to see evidence, of them marketing the token, investing some money to go ahead and grow the exposure and the overall footprint, the exposure, so more, organic people can go ahead and come on in. New holders is essentially what I'm getting at. All right, so, but we don't see any sign of trending. We don't see any sign of rating. Okay, so let's see here what they got here. All right, so this is a raid. All right, so this one would have been over an hour ago, according to my clock. Okay, so, and they got pretty good activity, from the community. 5 bookmarks, 5 replies, 10 retweets, and 12 likes is all they were looking for, and they exceeded it in most of the areas except for retweets. So that's good to see. If we head back on out, let's see if they got anything going on the banner. So they got a 1000x boost. I mean, a 500 is going to cost you $4,000. So they put some big money, into the boost, but all you have is a boost and a rate that was just completed. Personally think you need more than that to go ahead and keep this moving. As we know, even though I've zoomed in on the chart is kind of bottomed out right now, so even with all that money, they dropped into that boost and they got the raids going. You can see you need more to continue to push the token, so yes, there's a little bit of, signs of an uptrend, but they're still at the bottom, so for this one, only makes sense to go ahead and set an upper limit on this, I think, at this point. So even though this could certainly retrace, it absolutely could. I mean, you're talking about this sitting at $197,000 market cap. So, but for me personally on this one, I'd like to see it, move out of the bottom area. So if it goes up, that could tell me this is more buy pressure returning instead of the sell pressure, so, but you're more than welcome to go ahead and, set an under if you want this one. I'm not too on this one, but I'm not going to. So 197K, and then this one, I want to see it get to 230. Now, I know that's a bit more of a deviation than we do typically, on the over, but again, I want to see it move out of that area where it's at right now. And I want to see if the community can go ahead and maintain that without, seeing that buy pressure return and then automatically just dumping, tokens. So that's what I'm looking for as far as setting that alert. Now, we're going to close this one out. Okay, so there's fuzzy, gone. And now for Glumpy, looks like it's continuing to move up a little bit too, little by little. So they got a little bit of a boost, they're paying for $100, to that boost. So we're going to go into the channel, see what they got going on. And here we go, the portal. All right, so evidence of a raid, small one, 3 replies is all they're looking for, 5 retweets and 6 likes. They got 212 members in here. They should be able to complete that, in no time, but again, doesn't really look like a lot of engagement, coming from the community, which in my personal opinion, not a great sign. They got a VC that's scheduled for today, but I don't really understand what the purpose of the VC is. A lot of times I would prefer, that a team would explain, what's the purpose of the VC? Why do you have that timer set? But let's say that this chart decides to go ahead and dump. Guess what happens? You never have a VC, because what's the point? So like I said, I don't really see the point, of a timer here, when there's no real catalyst or reason, behind it. We can see, looking at the pinned messages, if they have any information here in regards to, what they're doing concerning the VC, but, nothing that I've seen so far. Okay, and it looks like they did highlight like a little bit of a roadmap, so this is good to see. I like seeing teams communicate a roadmap, to the community, but again, what are they doing to try to go ahead and push this? A raid that nobody's participating in. Let's see, the last buy came in, let's see, this was about 6 minutes ago, so, okay, so that meets my 10-minute buy window. But yeah, just not a lot of activity here. Okay, so no sign of trending, at all. So if we go back out, and like I said, they have that small boost, but that's really not going to do a whole lot for you. We got some really, really tiny buys, coming in. Saw almost $100 buy, as well. But so yeah, I mean, this is a base token. What have I said about base? Base tends to move a little bit slower. I get that. So, but you want to see more coming from the team in terms of exposure, in terms of what they're going to do marketing wise to go ahead and push the token. How are they going to grow the value of the bags of the holders that that they've already got, that already hold tokens, right? So yeah, for this one, I'm not so sure this is going to continue to go up, but we're set to alerts, and that's just me being honest with you. I really don't know. I don't know if it's going to go up or not. I think based on what I've already seen so far, not a lot of engagement from the community as far as raids concerned, no trending, and then a really small boost. I think this is more than likely to go ahead and go down than it is to go up. That's just my personal opinion, having seen a lot of different charts, in my time in crypto. So for this one, we're going to go to market cap. We're going to set an under. Okay, I'm not setting it over on this one. It's saying 105, on the right-hand side. This is saying 140. No, so it's not matching up, so we're going to go 105 over here. So 105, on the note, okay, and then we're going to go to, I'm going to set this one at 65K, on the under. Not sure if it'll trigger that low, but again, I don't really see any reason for this chart to continue to go up, at least not massively, so I think it's more likely to see a big decrease than a big increase. Okay, so here we can see that they're still getting buys on this one, But there was concern for me that you got a minus, 44, on the 1 hour, so, but obviously that's going to come from here, which I would imagine this was greater in terms of the minus on this point, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a look at the channel. It is encouraging that we're seeing, some buy pressure return. Now, when you click on, the Telegram, you're going to their bot. You can see it here in the username or the link. So it's not taking you into a community. So there's concern for me there that there's no way for you to engage with the community. Okay, so this Telegram isn't actually taking you to the community; it's taking you to a bot. So where's the catalyst, for buys to be coming in, on this one? So when you see stuff like that right away, when you can't even engage with the community and the community members that are already, or people that have already, purchased the token can't engage with one another, that tends to be, a bearish signal in my personal opinion. So for this one, we're not going to go ahead and engage, with this one any further. Valensol. So this is Valentine's oriented, token. Massive boost. The hot pair is number 15. They got ads they paid for. This candle is absolutely going to go ahead and come down, so people sometimes see this and like, oh my gosh, I got to go ahead and jump in, and they want to go ahead and funnel into a chart. It is literally emotional trading behavior. When you do stuff like that, you got to understand how this stuff works. It's going to come back down. Anybody that got in this area, they're loving life obviously right now, because it's like their bags, the value of their bags just continue to go up because people are FOMOing in. So in my personal opinion, if it's me, the only thing that you do at the top of a candle, if you're going to go ahead and top blast, you don't blast it with a bunch of money. You just don't. You throw in a couple of bucks, because at the end of the day, this kind of candle is always going to come down. Now, is it going to come down back to these areas? That I can't tell you. Sometimes it'll come down a little bit. Sometimes it'll come down a lot. You can go ahead and DCA down, however you want to go ahead and approach it, but you don't go ahead and throw like the most money, up in here. And obviously, as far as disclaimers on this channel is concerned, we never encourage you to invest, but obviously you are engaging with crypto related content, so probably going to anyway, but still got to go ahead and make that disclaimer to you. But either way, the point is, you go ahead and you throw in a bunch of money at the top here, somebody's going to sell or dump all their bags, you're automatically in the negative by a lot. So that's the reason why you go ahead and you throw in a few bucks if you're going to go ahead and do it. If it was me, that's what I would do. Here, you got a big sell, $604. And there's probably going to be other big sells that will come, right? And even if there aren't at this point, and let's say that, hey, there's small retracement and then there's another big candle, it's going to come down. There's no doubt in my mind that's how these charts work all the time. I don't care how bullish the chart is. Somebody may still have gotten in at these levels and still haven't sold yet, and they are up massively at this point, so got to keep in mind, you wait for better entry, you study the charts, you don't go ahead and follow in. And if you're going to go ahead and get in the top of the chart, use Maestro, links in the description. They got a buy dip function, which means you can set the threshold. If you think it's right now, it's sitting at 417k, actually 408. If you think it's going to go ahead and retrace back down to like the 300,000, market cap area, set that in Maestro. Set it for your threshold is 300k, and then whatever you want your buy to be, and then it will go ahead and trigger once that threshold is met. Okay, and sometimes you're going to be right on your threshold, sometimes you're going to be wrong. What happens if it hits 300 and then there's another massive sell? After you go ahead and after it triggers, and guess what? You can always go ahead and set another threshold. You can set. Once the buy dip triggers, you can go ahead and set another one, as well. And if you don't want to go in all the way, on the first one, you can go ahead and say, well, I'm going to go ahead and just, put in, I don't know, like half of what you were intending to go ahead and invest into this token. And then if it does go ahead and go down even further, then you can put in the other half on the second threshold that you set, in the bot. So again, just another reason why I say if you're going to go ahead and trade, Maestro is a good one, especially for that buy dip function. Again, link is in the description for those of you that want to go ahead and engage with that. So we're going to go ahead and check out the channel on this one. And let's see. So we got a verification portal. Always good to see that. We got over 690 members here in this channel. We do automatically see signs of a raid. It's a small one. They're looking for 2 bookmarks, 7 retweets, 5 comments, and 10 likes. So some engagement, not a ton on this one, but I don't know how many raids they've already done in this channel. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go up. So we already saw signs of a raid. We're looking for any signs of trending. Don't see any of that yet, but again, they've got that massive boost that they paid for. So yeah, they're saying it right here, 1500x, boost paid for. So I mean, that was pretty massive. because you're talking that's probably well over 10 grand, as far as what they put into that. So, but what that does tell me is that, clearly you got a team here that's got some money to go ahead and work with in terms of, trying to build more exposure, for the token to get more eyes on it, which is exactly what you want to see. So they're saying top 1 trending hot Dex and Dex tools coming soon. So they might even pay for like Nitro, Dex tools, as well, so, I mean, there are some things going on, so that's positive to see. Let's go ahead and let's close this one out. And and here, like I said, it could retrace a little bit and then continue to go up. But like I said, at some point, this is going to come down because that's what charts always do. And that's what you want to see anyway. You want to see a chart, go up. You also want to see a chart, see sales, because if you continue to just see a chart go up and up and up, that's not healthy, and something's wrong in that kind of case. So you want to see people buying. You also want to see people selling. People that were got in early, you want to see them get out, so that makes room for other people that are waiting to go ahead and jump in and take over their positions, so, and all those things are indicative of a healthy chart, so. But with that being said, I mean, I like what I'm seeing as far as, Val and Sol is concerned, at least for now, based on what we're seeing, here during the recording of the video. Now, we're sitting here at 447 according to the tab. So we're going to go ahead and set our alerts. And actually, we're not setting 2 alerts. We're setting 1, because based on where the candle is, it only makes sense to set an under alert on this one. So 447, okay, and that's the found. And then we're going to go ahead and set this for, I'm going to say 360K. We're going to see if it does trigger, down that low. Just because I think you probably got some people that got in pretty early and they haven't sold yet. That's my guess at this point. Actually, it's almost like a certainty for me at this point. There are people that were in at these levels, maybe even still here, that haven't sold yet, and they're just waiting for an opportunity. They're waiting for the right moment to go ahead and sell. Now, what this does look like right now is a chart where people are selling responsibly. Nobody's really dumping, which is what you want to see. But keep in mind, when charts do get stale, and a lot of them do, because no chart continues to just go on forever and ever, that you will start to go ahead and see more pressure. Everybody loves a green chart, but again, sell pressure will eventually come. But like I said, I mean, that's what you want to see anyway. But they're doing a good job, for now. So moving on here, and same thing, again, everybody loves to go ahead and see the green, but you need to see the red too, so we see the green, we see the red, we see the green, going back up, and then we get that sell pressure. And then there's the recovery. We see some more sell pressure, but all this is indicative of what a healthy chart should look like. Now, does that mean it's going to continue to go ahead and do well? I don't know. I mean, none of us really know, right? So let's take a look, at the channel, see what they got going on here. And so we got a verification button here, which is always good to see. So we don't have to go ahead and search around. Okay, we got 147 members, in the group. And let's see here. So we're going right away, for the buy bot here, 11:32. That was a minute ago. So that meets my 10-minute buy window of seeing, buyers and engaging, with picking up tokens, in the particular token that we're looking at. All right, and we're looking for any kind of signs of a raid. I don't see that yet. I don't see any sign of trending yet either. So, and who knows? They might have had a raid, earlier, but I'm not seeing any kind of de-raid bot, or anything indicating, signs of a raid, So, okay, so we're going up, we're going up, we're going up. We don't really see anything. We're seeing some messages in regards to scamming, but I don't really know what that's all about. And let's see here. So in their pin message, okay, so that's the CA. Okay, so only 1 pin message. I'd prefer to go ahead and see more than that. Obviously, as I mentioned before, and some other tokens we looked at, we are continuing to see some more activity, here in the chat, so, okay, let's go ahead and let's go back out here. And, for this one, so we didn't see, any sign of trending. We didn't see any sign of a raid. We don't see any sign of a boost. We don't see any ads. This is something that migrated from Pump Fund. So at the end of the day for this one, I think this is likely to go ahead and come down just because there's nothing that I see as a catalyst to continue to move this token forward. So we're sitting at, this is saying 302, this is saying 290. So we're at 290. So I'm going to go ahead and set the under alert on this one. So at 290K, I absolutely believe this one's coming down. So we're going to set this at 200K. Might even go down lower than that, honestly. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get out of here. This one, Benny continues to go ahead and move up. So this is a BSC token, so Binance mascot. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at their Telegram, see what's going on there. This looks like a CTO. All right, so here we are. Give us a button, for the verification, which is always helpful, so we don't have to search around. So we got buys that are coming in, which is what we absolutely want to see. Okay, are we seeing anything going on in terms of a raid? So this says trending, so we're looking for Benny. All right, so Benny. Mascot, there we go. So Benny's on there, so they're actively on the leaderboard. That's good to see. All right, so we've got activity, continue to come into the chat. I actually like the mascot. I think it's a good picture, of the Binance mascot, so I think that's a great picture, too. So this is something on X, so they got some pin messages here. They're trying to go ahead and get some shills done on X, through these X links, so they want the community to raid. So even though they're not utilizing a raid bot, they're still giving you X links to go ahead and raid, so they want the community to, engage with, retweeting, liking, commenting, that kind of stuff as far as the raid's concerned, to help in the overall exposure, to bring in new holders, to the token. So we should pay Dex tools too. So maybe they're considering about, paying for Nitro, in Dex tools. All right. So Captain, there was a Captain BSC token yesterday, came out. I mean, it did massively well. So and I saw that one late, unfortunately. So they paid for an Aave update, so top wallets, aren't even selling, so so obviously there are some people that maybe see the potential, for this one. Let's see here. So we're going to go back out here. So, I mean, and as I've mentioned before, in regards to CTOs, a lot of CTOs, really are just not worth the time, and then you have some CTOs that are actually doing what they need to do, so this one, their hot pair is number 11, so this CTO looks, somewhat promising, but again, as we know, we don't know the future of any token. So, and I'm not here to go and speculate or tell you that, hey, I think it's going to go and do well or not. At the end of the day, all we can do is look at the channels, look at the charts, look at different, things that may communicate to us that may have potential or not, so for right now, but I think they're doing the right things, but we'll see how this one goes. That's the reason why we set the alerts, so we'll set the alerts on this one. Given where the candle's at, it's just going to be an under alert. Just because you guys know, I don't really care for setting alerts on peak candles. So, so here we go, and this is sitting at 359. So according to the tab, it's showing 359. So that's where we're going to set that at. And then for the under, we're going to go ahead and set it at 300K. So let's see if that triggers or not. And if it does, then obviously we can go ahead and come back and take a look at the chart, and the community, and see if we want to, if it makes sense to take an entry. Okay, so for this one, this is going to be Wix Cash. They're sitting at 288 on the market cap. Let me take a look at their channel, see what they got going on. Okay, so this obviously right away seems like a privacy token. Okay, so so we're so we can see they got buys coming in right away. So this is saying 206. Which I don't know. I thought our market cap was a little bit larger than that. Okay, so yeah, it was saying 288 here in the tab, and then we saw that that buy that said 206, which doesn't seem right. So this one seems correct. Okay, so they're getting some pretty decent buys, which is important to see. So we're looking for signs of a raid. And then do we see anything in regards to trending? Not seeing any raiding, not seeing anything in the way of trending, either. We got this little bit of spam, we'd like to go ahead and see some active moderation, there, just to go ahead and make sure that that kind of stuff doesn't stay within the channel. Okay, so there's a sign. There's a raid there. Okay, so they already completed this one, as you can tell by the progress indicator. They were looking for a bookmark. They got 6. Looking for 5 replies, 10 retweets, and 12 likes. So they did really well in terms of community engagement. As far as this raid's concerned. Here in the pin messages, they got a live spaces that they're going to go ahead and schedule. At 8 p.m. UTC. Okay, so this looks like advertising for the token. Which is obviously good to see as well. They got they got a burn that they completed, as well. So, and a 30x boost, that they did, as well. So, and here's the 30x boost. Here's the ads they paid for it. So these are good things, as far as trying to go ahead and move the token and getting it more exposure, so they can continue to grow, on the chart. So, so yeah, those are all, good things to see, obviously, so what we're going to do, given where the candle's at, here's going to be another example of where we're going to set an under instead of an over, because candle's too high to go ahead and set an over. We don't set overs, on those peak candles. That's a pretty common thing that we don't do on this channel in this series. So as far as the alerts are concerned, we're sitting at 317 according to the tab. Even though this is at 299, it'll catch up. So we're going to go market cap and under, and 317 I believe is what I said on the found. And then for the under, let's set this at 285K. Okay, and we'll see if it triggers. Okay, and then this one's continuing to move, as far as like the king prawn, is concerned. So I do like the banner. The banner looks, funny to me. Okay, so we're going to go in here and we can see right away we saw a sign of trending. So let's go ahead and make sure the prawn is actively trending. So that should be number 9. So king prawn, there he is, Pepe the king prawn. So they are currently actively trending. They're on the leaderboard. So gotta find my king prawn again. Okay. All right, I can't find it, but either way, we'll just go back in. We'll re-verify since I couldn't find my channel, and I don't want to spend much time looking at it while you guys are watching this. So a lot of activity, but we've seen that before in some other tokens. Do not take a ton of activity as to mean that the chart's going to continue to go up and up and up. We've seen that before. We've seen charts that have had massive activity. We've seen communities that have massive activity, and then within an hour they were at bottom levels. So again, this is the reason why people say when you are any token that you always need to go ahead and take your initials, because you never know when the chart or a chart may dump. Now I'm not saying, and I don't want to speculate, that's what's going to go ahead and go on here, but I am saying that throughout this series we've seen other instances where we've come into a channel and they've been doing massively well. They've got everything going on. They've got boosts going on. They've got trending going on. They got raids going on. And then within no time at all, the chart dumps. So if you are up and you can go ahead and take initials, take those initials, and then ride the rest out, with a boom bag if you want to. If you think it's still got potential to go ahead and move up, so. But is it good to see that they've got a lot going on in the channel? Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. We want to see a lot of engagement from the community. We want to see, a lot of things going on in the pinned messages. We want to see, a lot of buys coming in. We all, you want to see a green chart. You want to see a lot of volume and activity. But again, keep in mind, it's, you want to mitigate the risk as much as you can. So if you're up, don't get greedy. Go ahead and take those initials, and then continue to go ahead and just, ride it out, for as long as it goes. Okay, so let's see here. Again, a lot of stuff going on here in terms of communication here in the pinned messages, and obviously they're trying to go ahead and get the community to engage with X post, too. So some positives, there for sure. The chart doesn't look, bad at all. I mean, it looks like a really good chart, solid launch from what we can see. Strong, a launch candle, and then they're just kind of still hanging out in this area. It could break out. It could retrace, we just don't know, but we are going to go ahead and set some alerts. For this one, given where the candle is, it's just going to be an under alert, on this one. So we're sitting at, this is saying 326. This is saying 328. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to go to the market cap, and we're just going to say under 328 is going to be the found market cap, and we're going to set this at 280K for our alert that we're going to see if it triggers, if it retraces down to 280, we'll see. Now, it could continue to go up, but again, as we always know, anybody that got into these lower levels, they're waiting to go ahead and see, if there's going to be more buy pressure that's going to come to the chart. At some point, people are going to sell. So we'll see if the alert triggers, at the 280 mark, but if not, you can always decide to go ahead and, like I've said before, throw a couple of bucks, on the chart, go into Maestro, set that buy dip function, set your threshold, and then see if it, see if it goes down. If it continues to go up, you can DCA up, or you can go ahead and DCA down, however you want to go ahead and approach it, should you decide to engage, with this one. Also want to point out they've got a 500x, boost that they paid for. That's easily about $4,000. And they also paid for ads, so obviously the team's putting some money in to go ahead and try to move this one. Okay, so with that being said, I think that's going to go ahead and do it, for tokens we're going to cover today. So I appreciate you guys as always. If you know anybody, that's interested in this kind of content that you think would get some sort of value, out of this, definitely be sure to share the channel with them. Share what we're doing, here in Dexscreener. A lot of people go ahead and talk about Dexscreener, but I haven't really seen anybody, really going through it the way we're going through it here in the series, day by day, So I want you guys to, not have to go and rely on polls, not have to rely on influencers to go ahead and find tokens with potential. Want to go ahead and help you guys understand that this is how you do it. Dexscreener is the place to be. Okay, they cover every chain, they cover all the tokens, and all you got to do is just get comfortable with filtering, and you guys know that I go through some of the more advanced filtering stuff that you can do. I don't do that every day, but if you're watching over the videos, you'll go and you'll see instances where I do cover some additional information beyond the basics of the filters, to help you kind of, hone in and truly target, the tokens that you're looking for. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching as always. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please be sure to consider doing that, because we do, channel broadcast, you're not going to get, if you're not a subscriber, and you'll also be able to take advantage of those notifications, should new content really, be dropped to the channel, you'll be among the first to know. So thanks so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.